All right, so on this model year of Crown Vic, there are 2 coils, one on either bank of the engine, and then there are 4 plug wires that run off of it. So you can see here, I just labeled one. I already took one off, but I wrote 1 and 1, so forth and so on, just to remember which goes where. Then aside from that, there's one connector to remove here, which would have a tab on either side to lift up there. And then there's what I believe is a condenser, but I don't know for sure. Now that also could, if it is a condenser, that could be part of the problem, I think, but we'll see. I don't have that, so I'm gonna just start with the coil. Then aside from that, you just have 4 bolts. They're 7mm. And you pop those off, and then replace it, put the other one back on, just same orientation, same thing over here, and that's about it. So it's pretty simple. These just pull off by squishing those and getting them off, and then just, you should feel the new one click in, but it's important that it goes on all the way, because if it's not, your spark will jump and then you'll burn out your contacts. All right, so this is the new one here, obviously, and looks to be the same. It is a Motorcraft, so and bought it from a reputable place. You definitely want to watch where you're buying it from. I bought this off of Rock Auto, and from what I've known of them, they're good, and they do sell genuine Motorcraft. But I would never buy Motorcraft parts off of Amazon or other suspicious websites, because it probably is not an actual legitimate one. It's probably a knockoff. It'll still say Motorcraft, might look very similar packaging and stuff. So either go to the dealership or do your research where you're getting it from. But anyways, so yeah, it just mounts on there, pretty simple. These are steel bolts going into aluminum, so they actually came out pretty easily. But if you do have some anti-seize handy, I would put a little bit on here when you reinstall it. I mean, it has gone like 30 years and it's been fine so far. And then this little guy just is held on with the bolt, so once the coil sits in, that what I think is a condenser gets bolted on there. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to just make sure that this is clean, so you don't get any dirt falling back in there. But aside from that, it's just kind of reversive removal. One interesting thing is the original coils are like I don't know what that would be, like a stainless contact maybe. And these ones are what appear to be like a brass contact. So I thought that was interesting, but hopefully they'll be even better than the originals were. So just get that snug. One thing I always like to do is whenever reassembling something, just verify it went in the same spot and that something's not cockeyed. Because like, for instance, if you put something tighter or in a different spot than it was, you might end up with a rubbing wire. So I always like to make sure when I'm done that all my wires are not going to be rubbing anywhere. Then this guy can go back in here. As with any kind of old stuff, it's always easy to break your tabs because they can get pretty brittle. So, but obviously try to be as careful as you can, but you can only do so much. At least the top tab stayed in contact, but most fittings, most electrical connections do hold themselves even without the tabs. So let's see. So keeping this one for reference, I know that was number 1. I don't actually know what cylinder that is. I didn't look at it, but so that guy goes here, and just make sure it's somewhat clean. Gets a nice satisfying click there. I know this guy's number 2, and that guy is a little bit tight there, but there we go. Those wires are already touching, but just make sure. One thing it's interesting is, like, despite I'm sure the engineers know that it's not a good idea to have your wires touching, because it can steal the spark from each other, actually, especially on older engines. I don't know if it's such a problem on newer engines, but It's interesting that they don't really, like they have some looms, but there are several spots it's touching. But anyways, this is how it was before, so I'm not going to be too concerned about that. And let's see, number 3 is up here. There we go. And number 4. I guess I forgot to check that one, but I think that's about how it was there. I think it might have actually come down like this. Yeah, I think the wire dropped down like that. There, I don't know if you can see that, but there we go, number 4. So that's it.